Chosen one, listen closely. There comes a point in your life where you can't pretend you didn't feel the shift. You can't ignore the whisper in your spirit telling you that the people you trusted, the ones you cared for, were never really standing with you. They did you dirty. They stabbed you in the back with a smile on their face, then turned around and cried like you were the problem. And the craziest part? They thought God wasn't watching. They thought your silence meant you were blind. They thought their fake tears would cover their real intentions. But deep down you knew something was off. You felt it in your chest. You felt it when they lied on your name. You felt it when they shifted blame onto you while playing innocent in front of everyone else. They wanted to break you, then play victim when the truth got too heavy for them to carry. And I need you to hear this. Nothing they did went unseen. Every private conversation meant to ruin you. Every moment they mocked you. Every time they pretended to love you while working against you. God saw everything. He watched them plot. He watched them switch up. He watched them dig a hole, hoping you would fall into it. They weren't ready for what happened next. They weren't ready for God stepping in. They weren't ready for the way the story would flip. Chosen one, this message is reaching you for a reason. If anything in your spirit is shaking right now, drop 666 in the comments so I know this message found the right person. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe. There are more messages coming that your enemies don't want you to hear. And if you want to support this channel, hit super thanks. It helps push these messages to more chosen ones who need them. Stay right here, because what's coming next will show you exactly why they turned on you and why God let it happen. Chosen one, you need to understand something that most people never want to face. The people who betrayed you didn't slip up. They didn't make a small mistake. They didn't accidentally hurt you. They knew exactly what they were doing. They studied you. They watched how you moved. They saw how pure your intentions were, and they knew you would never expect the knife to come from the hand you trusted most. You were loyal to people who were looking for a weakness. You were honest with people who were searching for a way to twist your words. Every time you helped them, they counted it as a chance to use you later. Every time you forgave them, they took it as permission to push the line again. They didn't see your kindness as strength. They saw it as an easy door to walk through whenever they needed someone to blame. And the truth is, they hurt you because they thought they could get away with it. They thought you were too soft to defend yourself, too loving to walk away, too humble to call them out. They took advantage of your silence, not knowing your silence was the only thing keeping God from stepping in sooner. They thought they had you figured out. They thought you wouldn't see the betrayal coming. But your spirit felt everything before your eyes saw it. These people didn't treat everyone this way. They picked you because something in you exposed something in them. Your spirit made them uncomfortable. Your light showed the truth they were trying to hide. They couldn't stand the fact that you didn't need to manipulate anyone to be loved. You didn't need to lie to be respected. You didn't need to play games to be valued. That alone made them jealous. So they tried to break you. They poked at your wounds. They tested your patience. They said things to shake your confidence. Then they laughed behind your back like it was all a joke. They wanted to dim you. They wanted you to feel small. They wanted you second-guessing yourself so they could stay above you in their own mind. But here's where their plan fell apart. They didn't expect God to be watching. They didn't expect God to take that betrayal personally. They didn't expect God to step into a story they thought they controlled. And that's why everything is shifting now. Chosen one, you weren't betrayed because you were weak. You were betrayed because you were chosen. Chosen one, this is the part that always hits the hardest. The moment they realized you weren't breaking the way they hoped. The moment you didn't fall apart, didn't beg, didn't lose yourself. That's when the story flipped. That's when the same people who caused the damage tried to crawl into the role of the innocent one. It's almost unbelievable how fast they switch sides once the truth starts catching up to them. At first they were bold, loud, confident in the lies they spread about you. They thought the world would believe their version. They thought they could paint you as the problem, the villain, the difficult one. They told half-truths mixed with drama. They twisted moments to make themselves look like the ones who were mistreated. They acted confused about why you pulled back. when deep down they knew exactly what they did. But the moment God began exposing the cracks in their story, fear took over. Suddenly they weren't the aggressors anymore. They were the hurt ones, the betrayed ones, the misunderstood ones. They started playing victim before anyone could call them out. They cried fake tears. They acted shocked. They acted like you were cold for walking away. They acted like they were the ones who needed healing from you. That switch wasn't random. It was strategy. They knew their actions couldn't hold up under the light for long. They knew if people looked too close, the truth would slip through. So they tried to beat the truth by getting sympathy first. If they could paint themselves as the wounded one early, maybe people would never question what really happened behind closed doors. And Chosen One, here's the part people don't talk about. They weren't just scared of losing you. They were scared of losing their mask. They were scared of being seen for who they really were, because deep down, they knew the truth would expose the games, the manipulation, the jealousy, and the hidden hate they carried toward you. Pretending to be the victim was their only shield. But there was one thing they didn't count on. Your silence had power. It wasn't weakness. It wasn't fear. It was the calm before God stepped in. While they were performing for attention, God was preparing to reveal their real intentions. Their lies had an expiration date. Their act had a limit. And now, everything they tried to hide is being dragged into the open. Chosen One, this is the part that brings everything into the light. While they were busy pretending, while they were rehearsing their victim act, while they were bragging about how they handled you, God was watching every detail. Nothing slipped past him, not their whispers, not their smirks, not their late-night conversations about you, not the lies they told to keep their image clean. God saw the jealousy in their heart long before you noticed the change in their behavior. He saw how they compared themselves to you, how your growth bothered them, how your kindness made them feel exposed. He saw how they secretly competed with you while acting supportive to your face. He saw the eye rolls, the fake compliments, the moments they mocked your purpose when you weren't around. And he saw the plans, the traps, the setups, the moments where they pretended to give you advice just to lead you in the wrong direction. The times they encouraged you to trust them so they could use your words against you later. The times they tried to push you into situations that would break your confidence. It wasn't harmless. It wasn't confusion. It was intention. It was chosen. And it was seen. You may have cried alone. You may have questioned yourself. You may have replayed everything in your head trying to understand what you did wrong. But God never questioned you. He knew your heart. He knew your intentions. He knew you walked in love even when you were surrounded by people who secretly wanted to see you fall. God watched how you kept giving chances. He saw how you kept forgiving, how you kept loving, how you kept trying to keep peace with people who were not interested in peace. And he took note of every moment they took advantage of that. He wrote it down. He stored it. He didn't forget. People think they can hide behind excuses. They think they can hide behind lies. They think they can hide behind the image they built. But you can't hide from the one who sees the heart. And God didn't just see what they did. He saw why they did it. He saw the envy, the insecurity, the darkness they tried to project onto you. And here's the part that should give you peace. God didn't expose them yet because he wanted the truth to hit at the right time. He let them feel safe in their lies. He let them believe they got away with it. He let them underestimate you. Because when God reveals the truth, he reveals it in a way that no one can deny. Chosen One, this is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of justice. Chosen One, here's the truth people rarely say out loud. You weren't targeted because you were weak. You weren't targeted because you did something wrong. You were targeted because your presence exposes what people try to hide. Your spirit brings truth into rooms where people are comfortable living in lies. And that alone makes insecure, unstable, jealous hearts react. From the moment you walked into their life, something in you made them uncomfortable. Not because you were loud or arrogant, but because you were pure. You had a clean heart in a world full of masks. You had intentions that didn't need explaining. You carried a light that didn't need permission to shine. And without even trying, You revealed who they really were. People don't attack what they aren't threatened by. They don't try to sabotage someone they don't envy. They don't try to tear down someone they feel superior to. They only go after the one who carries something they don't have. And you, chosen one, carry something that can't be duplicated. You carry a spirit that irritates darkness. You carry favor that exposes hidden motives. You carry a strength that pushes people to show their true colors. You ever notice how they smiled around everyone else but acted different around you? How they supported others but acted strange when you succeeded? How they stayed quiet when you needed them most but suddenly showed up when something went wrong? That wasn't random. That was spiritual. Your anointing pulled the truth out of them. The jealousy wasn't always loud. Sometimes it showed up in small comments, side jokes, quiet stares, little moments where they tried to bring you down, and every time you rose above it, it made them even more uncomfortable. Because deep down, they knew they couldn't stand where you stand. They knew they couldn't carry what you carry. They knew God put something inside you that no one could copy. Chosen ones aren't targeted because they are easy to break. They are targeted because the enemy sees what they are becoming before they see it themselves. Attacks rise when elevation is near. Attacks increase when purpose becomes real. Attacks intensify when your spirit wakes up. And the people who hurt you, they didn't even know why they did it. They just felt threatened. Your light forced their shadows to come to the surface. Your honesty revealed their manipulation. Your growth reminded them of their stagnation. Your strength made their weakness loud. This is why you were targeted. Not because you were small, but because your spirit was too powerful to ignore. Chosen one, this is the part they never expected. They thought what they did to you would fade away. They thought you would stay quiet, stay wounded, stay small. They thought their lies would cover their tracks forever. But what they didn't realize is that every action they took against you was stacking up in the spiritual realm. Every betrayal, every insult, every twisted story, every fake smile, it all built a case against them. And now the consequences are unfolding right in front of them. Karma didn't miss a step. It didn't lose their address. It didn't forget what they did. It moved quietly at first, showing up in small inconveniences, misunderstandings, failed plans, friendships falling apart, opportunities slipping away, things they used to control suddenly slipping out of their hands. And they're confused. They're frustrated. They're asking themselves, why is everything going wrong for me? But God already answered that question long before they even asked it. He said, touch not my anointed. They touched you anyway. He said, do no harm to my prophets. They harmed you anyway. They didn't believe the warning until the consequences started hitting their life in ways they couldn't avoid. The same people who laughed when you were hurting are now crying behind closed doors. The same people who bragged about how they moved on are now losing sleep. The same people who tried to break you are now breaking under the weight of their own choices. They're feeling the very pain they tried to give you. They're facing the emptiness they tried to push you into. This isn't revenge. This isn't about you wanting them to suffer. This is alignment. This is the universe correcting what was out of order. This is God stepping in and showing them that messing with a chosen one always has a price. You didn't need to fight back. You didn't need to expose them. You didn't need to prove anything. God handled it in a way that hits deeper than anything you could say or do. What makes this season even more powerful is that while their life is falling apart, yours is getting clearer. Their doors are closing while new ones are opening for you. Their connections are breaking while yours are strengthening. Their spirit is heavy while yours is rising. They are watching you grow and it scares them. Not because you're trying to win, but because you were never competing in the first place. Karma is not coming. It's already here, and the shift is only beginning. Chosen one, this part might hit you deep, because you're about to understand something you didn't see while you were hurting. There were moments when you questioned why certain things fell apart, why friendships ended so suddenly, why relationships cracked open out of nowhere, why people you trusted drifted away or switched up on you without warning. At the time it felt painful. It felt unfair. It felt like you were losing pieces of your life for no reason. But now you're starting to see the truth. God was protecting you long before you even realized you were in danger. There were plans made against you that never reached you. Conversations about you that never found their way to your ears. Setups that collapsed before they could touch you. God stepped in quietly, blocking situations that would have broken your spirit. You thought you were being rejected, but you were actually being rescued. Some people walked away from you because their heart wasn't built to handle your purpose. Some people turned their back on you because God needed to close the door before they got close enough to damage your destiny. You thought you were losing support, but God was removing access. He wasn't punishing you. He was protecting what he put inside you. There were days when you felt alone, not knowing that angels were standing between you and the traps your enemies set. There were moments when you cried, not knowing those tears were washing away the last pieces of people who were never meant to stay. You weren't abandoned. You were covered. You weren't overlooked. You were shielded. And what's wild is that the very people who tried to harm you don't even know how many of their plans failed before they even started. They don't know God shut the door before they could walk through it. They don't know he exposed their intentions in your spirit before their actions reached your eyes. They don't know he whispered to your heart when something wasn't right. They don't know he blocked messages, delayed meetings, softened your heart, and redirected your steps just to keep you safe. You ever look back and realize how different your life would be if God hadn't pulled you away at the right time? How much deeper the damage could have been, how much heavier the pain would have felt. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual protection. Chosen one, you weren't saved because of who you are. You were saved because of who you belong to. God wasn't going to let anything touch you that wasn't part of his plan. Even the betrayals served a purpose. Even the heartbreak uncovered truth. Even the loss was a form of protection. You didn't just survive what they did. You were protected from what they wanted to do. Chosen one, this is the moment everything starts flipping in a way even you didn't expect. For a long time, it felt like the people who hurt you were winning. They were loud. They were confident. They were surrounded by people who believed their story, and you were quiet, healing in the shadows, minding your own path. But seasons change, and your season of being hidden is ending. God is lifting you, not quietly, not in secret, not in the dark where no one can see it. He's lifting you in front of the same people who tried to bury you, the same ones who mocked you, the same ones who told others you wouldn't make it, the same ones who swore your silence meant defeat. God is raising you up in a way that exposes how wrong they were. They thought your story was finished. They thought their betrayal would end your purpose. They thought their lies would ruin your name. But God took every piece of your pain and turned it into fuel. He took every setback and turned it into proof. He took every tear and turned it into strength. You didn't rise by forcing anything. You rose because God decided it was time, and now the elevation is undeniable. Your confidence is growing again. Your peace is returning. Your mind is clearer. Your spirit is stronger. Doors that were closed are opening without you pushing. Opportunities are appearing that you didn't chase. People who overlooked you are suddenly paying attention. The same ones who tried to dim your light are watching you shine, and it's unsettling them. They can feel something shifting around you. They can sense the favor on your life. They see the way God is promoting you, blessing you, and positioning you. And it scares them because they know they had a chance to stand with you, support you, value you, and they threw it away for envy and ego. This isn't about showing off. It's about divine order. God is showing everyone who you really are. He's revealing the truth without you saying a single word. The people who tried to destroy your character are now being forced to watch your character elevate you. The ones who tried to block your path are now watching God make a new one right in front of them. Your rise isn't petty. It's prophetic. It's part of the promise over your life. And no amount of lies, jealousy, or betrayal could stop what God already planned. Chosen one, God is lifting you not just for your sake, but so everyone who doubted you will see the power behind your purpose. Chosen one, here's the part that brings both fear and relief. The truth never stays buried. Lies might look convincing for a season, But every false story has a short lifespan. Every manipulation has an expiration date. Every fake mask cracks eventually, and when it does, it leaves no room for escape. Those who tried to deceive you will see their own actions reflected back at them, and they won't be able to hide from it. The people who hurt you hoped their secrets would stay hidden forever. They whispered behind your back, twisted conversations, and acted like you were the problem. They even convinced some around them to believe their false narrative. But God always keeps a record. He writes down every word, every intention, every move, and when the timing is right, He exposes it in ways that no one can deny. The truth doesn't scream, it simply rises until it can no longer be ignored. Every lie they told about you will collapse under its own weight. Every rumor they spread will be revealed as twisted fiction. People who once supported them blindly will start seeing cracks in their story. And those cracks will grow until the facade is gone. What they tried to cover up in shadows will now be in the light for all to see. This is why your silence mattered, chosen one. You didn't need to defend yourself. You didn't need to fight or explain. You simply had to stay aligned with God, and He would handle the revelation. Their truth would come out without you lifting a finger. And it's even sweeter because it's undeniable. The very people who tried to gaslight you, who called you dramatic, who painted themselves as the victims, they'll be forced to face what they really are. And here's the most powerful part. When the truth rises, it doesn't just vindicate you. It transforms you. It frees you from the weight of anger and resentment. It reminds you that God was always on your side. It proves that your spirit was never weak, your heart was never wrong, and your path was never obstructed by accident. No one can hide forever. No one can manipulate the story indefinitely, and no one can stop the divine timing of God's revelation. The truth has a way of finding the right moment, exposing the hidden, and restoring what was taken. Chosen one, hold on to this. Their lies are ending. Their masks are falling. And what was meant to hurt you will ultimately honor you. Chosen one, this is the stage they never prepared for. The moment when your growth becomes louder than their gossip. When your healing becomes stronger than their rumors. When your elevation becomes the answer to every lie they ever told. You don't have to prove anything. Your life is about to speak for you in a way your words never could. There is a shift happening around you. You can feel it in your spirit. You're not who you were when they betrayed you. You're not walking with the same wounds. You're not carrying the same confusion. You've stepped into a new strength and it shows. Your glow is different. Your energy is different. Your direction is clearer than ever. And the people who once underestimated you can see it too. Your rise won't be loud or dramatic. It will happen naturally, step by step, blessing by blessing. You'll start walking into opportunities that fit you perfectly. You'll attract people who recognize your worth without needing to be convinced. You'll notice how peace stays with you even on difficult days. That's the sign of divine elevation. It's calm. It's steady. It's undeniable. Meanwhile, the ones who hurt you can't hide from the change. They're watching you from a distance, pretending not to care, pretending their life is fine, pretending nothing is bothering them. But inside, they feel the shift. They feel the regret. They feel the sting of seeing you rise without them. They're realizing the truth too late. They didn't just lose access to you. They lost the blessing that came with being connected to you. You were never just another person in their life. You were a reminder of what real loyalty looks like. You were a reflection of the love they couldn't give. You were a symbol of the growth they refused to pursue. And now that God is lifting you, they see exactly what they threw away. They see the value they ignored. They see the purpose they tried to damage. They see your resilience, your strength, your power. And here's the quiet beauty of it. You don't need to say a word. Your success is the answer. Your peace is the answer. Your glow is the answer. Everything they tried to break is now becoming the very thing that elevates you. Chosen one, your rise doesn't scream. It speaks. And when it speaks, it silences every lie, every rumor, and every false story ever told about you. Chosen one, this is the moment to let it all settle in. Everything you went through, every betrayal, every fake smile, every twisted story, they all served a purpose. They weren't random. They weren't your fault. They were part of a bigger plan that you couldn't see at the time. God saw it all. He saw the lies, the manipulation, the envy, the jealousy, and he never let it define your story. You weren't crazy for feeling hurt. You weren't weak for being patient. You weren't wrong for staying true to yourself while others tried to drag you down. Everything you endured was refining you, shaping your spirit, strengthening your heart, and preparing you for the elevation you're stepping into now. And the best part, you're walking forward with clarity, with power, and with divine protection that no one can take away. The people who tried to play victim, the ones who lied and twisted the truth, God is already showing them their reflection. Their actions are being exposed, their lies are collapsing, and their plans are failing. Meanwhile, you are rising, calm, confident, unstoppable. Your light is undeniable, and the truth of who you are is being revealed every day. So, chosen one, here's what you need to do. Stay aligned, stay patient, stay faithful. Keep walking in your purpose. Keep shining your light. Keep trusting God, because He is moving in ways you haven't even imagined yet. And remember, your rise doesn't need to be loud. It's already happening, and it's inevitable. If this message touched your spirit, comment 666 below so other chosen ones can see they're not alone. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to receive more guidance and encouragement for your journey. And if you want to support this movement of truth and elevation, hit super thanks. Your support helps spread these messages to more chosen ones who need them. Remember, you were never alone. You were never misunderstood, and you were never forgotten. God saw everything, and now it's your turn to rise above it all.